All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to more Black Desert. So today I wanted to talk about important quest lines worth doing, whether you're a new player, a returning player, or someone who's just got confused along the way. So as you guys know, they have a really big quest journal thingy, or in the adventure log, it's like complete X amount of quests, and you get a permanent fail stack up to 30,000, and then they have more achievements and titles for people who go like 50,000 and 100,000 quests in this game. That one's very tedious, and so I wanted to talk about the important ones for your average player, because some of them just give really good rewards, some of them give like permanent stats to your account. And so I get this question a lot from people: which quest should I do? And let's start off with the main quest line. So recently they removed Valencia 2 from the main story, and it was really just a tedious one that, like, there is no shot most people would do it without a guide these days. And if you just look at all of these on one character, these are the main story quests, and it's like literally thousands of quests. Like this main one, the journey begins, is like 200 alone, plus all the expansions. And I thought that would actually take a long time. So I think for most people, if this is your first character, I would really recommend just doing it all, because it unlocks new things in the story. But once you've done it once, if you were going for the quest like 30,000, I think all you have to do is get to roughly like Valencia 1 and just do a lot of other, or just do the main story and various repeatables up on the side. Well, not repeatables, but there are things that continue to give quests. And so once you get to Valencia 1, that's basically where people stop in terms of various questing, but you should at least do it all once. I mean, just for the story and rewards. And when you get to the suggested tab, this is where things get really confusing, because there's a lot of quests, and even myself, I haven't really done all of them, and some of them are like reoccurring as well. So we're gonna get to that as well. But anyway, as a starting thing, just do the main story and then do it once, and then you never have to do it again. Some other important quest lines I think are important are, especially for free-to-play players, there are ones where that gives you like a free horse or access to the Magnus and then free pets. So let's start talking about that. The Magnus quest line is, where is that one actually? Is that part of the main one? I don't think it's main. But either way, down here, there is something for the Magnus, and it is, I don't actually know where it is. It's one of the leveled ones, but either way, the Magnus, I already have mine done, by the way. So it's a series of quests that when you jump down to well, it's a little bit different, because a lot of them are puzzles and timed events. So the reason why you would unlock the Magnus is, one, because you want to unlock fast traveling for like just your family or your account. And I think that's very important, because like fast traveling is really nice. And two, when you complete the entire Magnus quest line, it gives you a guaranteed pen armor box, and that allows you to select which piece you want. And if you need help picking which like pen armor you should pick, I have a video on gear progression, and it talks about value and what you should go for first in terms of like priority and stats. So I'll try to leave a link in the description to that as well. And yeah, the Magnus, it's about like probably about 200 quests in total. I know that sounds like a lot, but I think it took me maybe about 6 to 8 hours running through it. It could take you more if you're like slow at puzzle games and memory things, but you can watch guide and or just look it up. So Magnus, definitely important, because it saves you probably at least 10 billion silver just doing it, and to get the free pen piece, and then that can be upgraded into like Fallen God, Libresca, and or the Dawn gloves. The next thing we have is Jetina's quests. Now, I don't think there really is one from like the quest journal, but Jetina, I'll just show you where it is. It's in every town. What you would do if you have no idea where it is, you go to that little like find NPC and then type in Jetina, and it'll like auto path it for whatever town you're in. So let me show you what it looks like in Heidel, at least. Jetina is by the stable master over here. She looks like this, and there's a bunch of quests you can do. One for guaranteed pens, armors, and weapons, and one for your guaranteed pen accessory. Now, I want to say that you should be careful when doing the pen armors and weapons guaranteed, just because if it costs you more than 6.5 billion silver to craft it, chances are it's better to just buy it off the market because it's like the same thing. So I have a video of me doing it just for the sake of demonstration. I'll leave a video link in the description. And like, you can make the guaranteed pen without any stress and everything. So what you would do is you look at the thing over here, the progression pass, and then there's a guaranteed pen like tab over here, and it basically tells you what you need to do and how to go about doing it. And there's the other one where you get a guaranteed pen accessory. Now, it's not free, but it involves doing months of dailies, and I think that one is like the most worth it of anything, because entry level for the pen accessory is at least 40 billion silver, at least on the NA server. And it definitely helps most people, give them like a pen crescent, especially if you're like a mid-tier player transitioning into endgame. I think this will be very helpful all the way until the end. So, and even then you can convert it into like the Narc earring or whatever you want. But the pen accessory is definitely something you want to go for. It's just in doing a bunch of dailies for about a month, I think. And then there's another thing, some other quests that I think are important are under the reoccurring. So as you guys know, the infinite potion inventory and weight are a pretty big thing. So I don't actually remember this where it is, but like, where is it? Oh yeah, this is the one where you can get a pet. It's under suggested. More crystal presets, that's always a good thing. Basically just do like the adventure support line and just do all those. Honestly, do a lot of these, but a lot of these give you things that you would originally have to buy into Pearl Shop. And so getting it without spending real money is always good. And the ones I think are high priority would be somewhere along the lines of the free pets, which is right here. And it just gives you a bunch of these. And obviously just not spending like $100 on pets is pretty nice. And there's another one for infinite potions. So for all of you who are looking to get your infinite potions, these are what they are. I think in the near future, they're going to be sellable on the market, which I think will make that, you know, a lot easier. But if you are looking to get it yourself, basically, if you do one of these every week, it gives you 5 pieces, right? And then you need 100 pieces, and then you do... So basically, if anything, it's about a 60-hour grind at very worst, I think. And assuming that's like you grind 1 hour and don't get anything, but you only do the quest, which I think realistically these days, if you are just an average grinder, it'll probably take you about maybe 40 hours to get like 1 potion, and then multiply that by 2. So yeah, it's definitely worth your time just never having to think about buying potions again. So is it worth the silver? Like if you were to just buy the ones off the market, probably not, but just the quality of life of having it is definitely worth it. So with that said, getting the fairy is one of the ones as well. I don't exactly remember where it is, but there's something for your fairy that gives you those lila petals, and then it teaches you like the tutorial of just getting one, and it gives you a tier 1 by default. So if you want to skip the like reading and tutorial part of it, you just like spam R, but then it gives you a fairy and teaches you how to use it. And then I have a more detailed video on which I think are the best skills, and is it really worth it for you to get like maxed out fairies. I think that's a very important one, because I do truly believe that Getting the perfect fairy is very expensive and or very RNG based. So ask yourself if you think you need like the best in slot fairy versus just one that's pretty good. So I have a video on that. I think it's very important to check out, especially if you're a new player. And of course, some other quests that I think are important are just doing your adventure journals. Now, the reason why you do this is because if you click your total family bonus, these are permanent stats that go for your entire account. So the reason why you should do this obviously is, 9 AP and DP. That's huge. That's a lot. And if you are competitive in this game, as much as they say that doing these adventure journals are optional, they're not optional if you want like straight up 18 gear score plus like almost 1,000 extra health. So yeah, you should do them. Now, some of these are time gated, like you can do one a week, and this also helps you with grinding because there's one for Agris. And then like when you first start Agris, you start with a 20,000 total pool, and then you do like 5 of them and it goes to 100,000, increases your total drop rate. So like that just helps you overall in your 1 hour of grind daily and just overall stats. So let's say you are a new player starting out on your first ever character. You have 0 AP and DP plus whatever weapons you have. If you have done these journals already, these stats carry over to new characters as well. So you do technically have an advantage over like actual newer players. And so like someone who's starting off with 10 AP, you are already at 19 AP with the exact same gear. So that's why it's important to do them. The ones that basically give AP are like, there's a little bit of stats from everything. So what you would have to do is basically just like look through all of these, complete all these quests. It's kind of tedious. If you're a new player, it's probably going to take you a few weeks to do everything. Some of them are actually weekly gated, but overall, I think just look up the ones that give you like AP and DP. HP is nice and all of the rest of it's like, nice on the side, but high priority on the sheet stats like this 9 AP and DP. Yeah, these go right here, and that makes your number go bigger. Also, in terms of life skilling, I know this is like you either like life skilling or you don't, but if you do a lot of these, it'll basically give you a tutorial on how to go about doing it, as well as once you reach some milestones, like every time you hit I don't know, master or guru, artisan, like the tier up every time, it gives you like clothes and some extra goodies to help you along the way. So I think that's good. And especially if you're doing your progression pass with like the whole life skills or everything, this will get a lot of these done. And I do truly believe that like these rewards are really good. So eventually your goal is to finish the progression pass and actually just get all these rewards. Like, I don't know, 500 mil just for doing all of this. That's pretty good. It's free money. And then, yeah, like if you do all of these, that's probably, I think, at least 2 billion silver worth of goodies. And it may not be a lot now, but it's still free rewards. So yeah, overall, those are some of the important ones that I think are important. Jetinas, Magnus, adventure journals, fairies, inventory, and pets. And of course, the life skilling ones as well. So with that said, yeah, do the story. If you're a new player, get some free stats, get all that good stuff. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, I do make videos for beginners, returning players, and people who are just looking to get better at this game. I've been playing BDO for 7 years, and there weren't any guides when I started, so I kind of just had to figure all this out as I went along playing. So I'm happy to share my knowledge with all of you. So hopefully you guys are finding these videos pretty informative. And before we head out, I just want to say we have a little bit less than 2 weeks left on our affiliate code. So on screen, if you are thinking about buying any A coins or pearls, or just upgrading the package of your game from like the base edition to like the whatever Conqueror's edition, use my code Jonlaw. It's not case sensitive, and I get a small portion of what you spend on it as well. So I'd really appreciate it. And once again, thank you guys so much for all the support. Even if you don't spend any money and you're just a free-to-play player, as long as these videos are entertaining or informative to you, that's all that really matters to me. And thanks so much again. That's all I wanted to talk about. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.